Hey everybody, happy Friday. Yes, Friday is here. I am officially done work. The weekend is now upon me, and we're gonna go back into another Goodwill. This is the Goodwill that used to be a local Goodwill. It used to be my local Goodwill. It used to be the local Goodwill in my hometown until they moved out here a few towns over. So I guess it's still a local Goodwill, just not my hometown Goodwill. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's been a long week of work. But again, we are at Goodwill. They do have movies now. Let's go see what they got. Wow, they have definitely restocked since last time I've been in the store. Tons of new DVDs, VHS, Blu-rays, CDs, all kinds of new media. Very cool. And the first thing I do is dive into the CDs. That's kind of weird for me, but really cool finds like Boxcar Racer and the Lord of the Rings soundtracks. Very awesome, but I already own all of those. Did not need them, but really cool to find. This, on the other hand, is something I never come across in the wild. A Misfits album. That was pretty awesome. This was really cool too, the Robert Rodriguez Mexico trilogy, very neat. Of course, I already own all those movies, and the box was kind of beat up, so I ended up passing on that. And season 1 of Downton Abbey, I already have it as well, but kind of cool to come across it for only $2. What a great deal. These were awesome as well. Madagascar 3, the Blu-ray combo pack, brand new factory sealed, and the Minions movie. Really cool to see both of those at a Goodwill. And this I would have loved to have got my hands on. Black Robe, really want to get that, but unfortunately it was really badly scratched, so I had to pass. A lot of cool seasons and box sets as well, like Big Bang Theory, Royal Tannenbaums right there, that's a Criterion Collection release, and this really cool X-Men trilogy release too as well. Seasons of 24, which is really cool, and this awesome Chuck Norris collection right here, but I didn't need that, I already have those movies. This Dances with Wolves special edition release, which is also really cool, but I already have it, and I never see Bewitched seasons out in the wild, so that was really neat. And this is cool too, season 4 of Deadliest Catch, brand new factory sealed. I never see anything past like season 1 out in the wild, so that was really cool. And brand new factory sealed Little Women, and season 1 of Gilligan's Island, very cool as well. These were absolutely amazing though. Factory sealed releases of Good Eats with Alton Brown. I love that show. I'm obsessed with that show. Alton Brown is my hero. One day I will meet him. So that was it for the media, so now onto the shelves, and the first thing I come across are these really cool film reel decor pieces. These are meant to hang on your wall. They're pretty neat, but they're huge. I don't need them. I have no space for them. And does anybody know who this is? There was no name on this bobblehead. It was really bizarre. I want to know if you guys know. And are you kidding me? $7? Do I need to get it, guys? Do I need my 16th Laserdisc player? I don't know. I might. That is a pretty amazing find. And of course, where there's Laserdisc players, there's never Laserdiscs. What's up with that? Every time I come across a Laserdisc player, very rarely, I shouldn't say never, but very rarely I ever come across Laserdiscs. I guess people get rid of their players, but they keep their discs. I don't know. I looked through all the records here, not a single Laserdisc in sight. I was definitely upset about that. So that's it, dudes. We are out of here. It is time to get out of Goodwill. I'm so excited. Definitely awesome trip. I love the fact that they've restocked. All right, well, I would say that paid off. I ended up finding some pretty cool stuff here for some really good prices. Definitely glad I ran out here. Just goes to show you guys, you never know. If you drive past a Goodwill, you might think, I was just in there. They don't have anything. Always stop by and check it out. You never know what you might find. You might find some awesomeness like I have in the back of my car right now. And we'll take a look at that when we get back home. All right, guys, back home. So let's take a look at everything I got from Goodwill. We're going to do things a little bit backwards today. I'm going to show you the one and only thing I picked up for the Cinema Stick This store first, because obviously I want to save the best thing I picked up for last. I think you guys can probably guess what that is, but anyway, let's get down to it. So the one and only thing I picked up for the Cinema Stick This store was this really cool like see-through Halloween cat. Look at that. I love it. It's see-through. That is really cool. It is plastic. It's not glass, but this seems like everything I would have seen back in like the 80s and 90s. I love this piece. This is really cool. It's just something you hang in your window, let the light shine through. I thought this is pretty awesome. So grab that for the store. I love picking up Halloween merchandise for the store. That's really cool, especially like vintage stuff like this. That is great. So I did end up grabbing, this is the one and only CD I picked up for $2. That is Misfits Walk Among Us. What a really cool find out in the wild. I do already own this. I have this like Misfits box set. It's really cool. It comes in this like coffin shaped set. It's really awesome. All their albums and like other B-sides and stuff. It's really cool. But I certainly want to grab all their albums just individually as well. This is an awesome find. Misfits out in the wild is very rare. I just don't see it. I think most people who buy Misfits albums probably keep them because they're such a good band. So that is awesome. That's a really cool find. And then I did end up grabbing 3 of the Good Eats with Alton Brown releases. We have, let's see, Say Cheese, Breakfast Eats 3, and Ocean Edibles. Now, I only ended up grabbing these 3. I think there were either like 6 or 5 or something like that. I only ended up grabbing these 3 because, as it turns out, I have a bunch of the Good Eats with Alton Brown like Target exclusive sets, and what they are is apparently a box set with just basically re-releases of these I guess, Food Network releases. That's basically all it is. So I did my research before I picked these up. I went online and double checked, and sure enough, either 2 or 3 of the other sets they had were already included in those box sets. So I didn't need those. So these I didn't have though. These are also included in box sets if I'm not mistaken, but not box sets I have. There were a lot. There were like up to like 20 boxes or something like that. They released a ton of Good Eats box sets, but really cool. I didn't have these, and I'm such a huge fan of this show. I'm not, even though I'm a really picky eater, I'm not some like big fan of like cooking shows or anything like that. It's like it's a history lesson. It's a cooking show. It's comedy. Al Brown is just awesome. He does shows. He does traveling shows. He was just recently around. I didn't get to see him. I really should have. One day I will meet Al Brown. It's my must. There's a few like people out there I really want to meet. He's one of them. And then I definitely had to grab, and this was awesome. This was only 97. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention these are $1.97 a piece, so $2 a piece for those. This, on the other hand, was only 97 cents. No joke. That is it. $1 for brand new factory sealed Blu-ray DVD digital copy Madagascar 3 Europe's Most Wanted. I don't know why this is only $1, but I definitely jumped on it, and I had to grab this because, unfortunately, my copy that I have is a rental copy, and it has a scratch on it, and it does skip. I remember the one and only time I watched this. Although this was a good movie. If I'm not mistaken, I liked, the first one I really liked, second one I thought was okay, but this one I thought was pretty good. I think that's the way it was. It's been a while since I've seen those movies. Maybe I'm thinking of a different series. I don't know. Anyway, but, so yeah, my copy did skip, though, unfortunately. It's Blu-rays. I very rarely do I come across a Blu-ray that skips. I even saw the little scratch on it, and it's a very minor scratch. Just goes to show you, even if a scratch looks minor, it could be bad enough. I guess if it's placed in the right place or the right angle, I don't know what it is. It could skip your DVD or your DVD or Blu-ray, and sure enough, the disc did skip. So I have a copy I definitely needed to replace, and it only comes with a Blu-ray. This is cool. Again, this is the Blu-ray combo pack. It's got its slip and everything. It's still factory sealed, and definitely replaces my copy that skips. That is awesome. 97 cents. Seriously, no joke. 97 cents. That was a really cool find. All right, so now the best for last, and I'm sure you guys know exactly what that is. Did I really need a 16th Laserdisc player? For $7, you bet I did. Oh my god, this thing is a brick. This is such an old model. This is awesome. This is a Pioneer, or I'm sorry, no, Magnavox. That was Pioneer. Magnavox WRV 100. I don't really know anything about this player, except for the fact that it weighs about 3,000 pounds. This thing is seriously so freaking heavy. It is insane. I have some, I can't hold it. I have some Laserdisc players that weigh like nothing. I guess they're like newer models, and I got these old brick ones too that weigh so much. Now, I was a little concerned by this. After I got done filming, I, of course, looked it over, and I found this. The shell is unattached. The screws are missing that holds it in place. I do not know why somebody would have taken that off, unless it's not working and they wanted to maybe figure out why it wasn't working. There's the inside of a Laserdisc player. So that is my guess, maybe, is that it wasn't working. Now, I did plug this in, and man, I need to like vacuum this thing up. There's all kinds of stuff in it. Maybe that's why it wasn't working. I did plug this up in the store because I wanted to at least see if it turned on and whatnot before I bought it. It does turn on. The tray comes out. It did stick the first time, but every time after that, the tray worked fine. Maybe it's just hadn't played in a while. So it turned on. It seemed like everything was working, but the laser could be bad for all I know. It might not read Laserdiscs, but at $7, I figured two things. Either A, I'm going to take the chance and it's going to work, and that's awesome, or B, it's now going to be for parts, because I don't mind picking Laserdisc players up for parts and stuff. There's all kinds of gears and belts and stuff in here that can go to other players if need be. So, at the very least, that's what it is. But we're going to find out if this works. I'm going to plug this in for you guys. We're going to take a look and see if I can play a Laserdisc on it, but I can't really figure out why it would. I mean, look, there's 3 screws on the back, 2 screws on each side, and they're all missing. So why would somebody have done that unless they just were curious what the inside of a Laserdisc player looked like? I don't know. So I'm not sure what that's about, but I'm assuming it's not going to work. But let's find out. Maybe it will. It wouldn't be the first time I bought a broken Laserdisc player and then got home and find out it worked just fine. $7 was an amazing deal. Again, I have now like 16 Laserdisc players. That's absolutely insane. I will fully admit. Some people call me a hoarder. I don't consider this hoarding. This is collecting. I do think there's a big difference between collecting and hoarding. Once this starts being just piles of movies, you know, no rhyme or reason just around my house, then I'm a hoarder. When you're putting effort and time and displaying everything and whatnot, then you're a collector. There's a big difference in my opinion. I know not everyone will agree with that, but I definitely think there's a difference. When you have a closet full of Laserdisc players, that's probably hoarding. So I am hoarding Laserdisc players, I will admit. But these are getting harder and harder to find. A few years ago, it was like a dime a dozen. You go on Craigslist, Laserdisc players. You'd go to flea markets, Laserdisc players. I was finding Laserdisc players like crazy. For those of you who have been following me for a long time, you know what I'm talking about. What was it, like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, I was coming across Laserdisc players left and right. I think back when I was in the condo before I moved here, I was coming across Laserdisc players so often. I don't see them anymore. I rarely come across them, and when I do, I think people are now knowing like that they're actually worth some money, and they're usually listed kind of high, so I just don't see these too often. So when I come across them for like $7, I'm gonna pick them up. I have to. I can't pass it on Laserdisc player for $7. But I should probably start selling some of the models I don't need so much off eventually, and I'll probably start doing that. I'm probably gonna start selling them. But anyway, let's pop this in. Let's see if it works. Fingers crossed. Who knows? Maybe I lucked out. Alright, since it's the Halloween season, why not pop in my Criterion Collection Halloween Laserdisc release. Really cool release, by the way. Awesome special features on here. Let's pop this in. Let's see if my Laserdisc player is working. For those of you who do not know, that is a Laserdisc. It is gigantic. It is awesome. I can get a suntan with it. So, I don't know how this thing works. Let's see. Open, close. Alright, it is opening. A little dusty inside there. Probably need to vacuum this thing out, but whatever. Alright. And we will close it. That's not a good sign. It didn't take the tray back in. It kind of made some weird noises, so that's not necessarily good, but that could just be something... that made a weird sound. I'm not going to lie, that made a weird sound. Let's see if it plays, though. You see it spitting in there? I'm trying to show you guys. It's pretty awesome. And it's blinking play. Oh. I think it doesn't work, guys. Huh. So, alright. I think that answers my question. I'm going to play around with this a little bit more, but... Yep, it stopped. It rejected the disc. So, I'm thinking this might not be working. If it's not working, it's probably an issue with the laser, in which case there's really not much I can do about it, unless I replace the laser, but I have a bunch of Laserdisc players. I don't really need to do that. I took a chance. I kind of knew this would probably be the case since the casing was off it. I figured, why would somebody do that unless there was something wrong with it and they were trying to look into it and fix it. So, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm going to play around with it a little more. We'll see what happens. Maybe I can get it to work, but I'm pretty much thinking I'm just out $7. But hey, at least I got a new Laserdisc player for parts. So I guess that's something. Ladies and gentlemen, behold, working Laserdisc player. That is awesome. How did I get it to work, you ask? I cleaned the laser. That's all I did. It seems like 9 times out of 10, every time I have something that doesn't work, whether it's a Laserdisc player or like a CED player, it's something very simple. It needs a little bit of grease. Maybe it needs a laser that needs some cleaning. Maybe it's a simple just belt that needs to be replaced. A lot of times it's something very simple. Now when it comes to like a VCR, like a beta VCR or something like that, then usually it's something mechanical that you need to know how to fix. But it seems that every time I come across like Laserdisc players or CED players that don't work, it's something really easy to fix. I don't know if somebody tried to fix this and for whatever reason just never bothered to even try cleaning the laser. I don't know, but as you can see, it's working. Look at that. Awesome, very cool. So it is working. That is great. So $7 for a working Laserdisc player that only needed a simple cleaning of the laser. So let that be a lesson to you guys. That is absolutely amazing. Speed kills. That is absolutely amazing. So very, very cool. So okay, let's see how can I stop this? Stop. So that is awesome. That is amazing. That is really, really cool. I'm blown away. So there you go, guys. That was everything I got today from Goodwill. I'm pretty happy. Definitely some cool finds on as far as media is concerned, and definitely a really cool find as far as a now working laserdisc player is concerned. Well, after that bit of excitement, it is now time for tonight's Cinema Sickness Halloween Horathon title, and that's going to be the Bobcat Goldthwait movie, Willow Creek. Definitely looking forward to checking this one out. Ever since I picked it up, I've been very intrigued. I'm not quite sure what this movie entails. I know it has something to do with campers in the woods and a Bigfoot or something like that. I don't know, but I'm definitely looking forward to finding out. So let's pop this one in and see what the movie is all about. Alright, Willow Creek. This was actually a pretty fun movie. I wouldn't say it's the most exciting movie in the world. It's a found footage movie, but it really works in the way it's done. It's about this guy and his girlfriend, this girl, who are going out and kind of into the middle of the woods in search of Bigfoot. That very famous footage I'm sure we've all seen of the Bigfoot walking like along a riverbed. They're going out to find that site where that happened in search of Bigfoot. So they're in this town, looking around, filming stuff, filming local people, filming Bigfoot statues and all kinds of stuff like that. And then eventually they go out into the woods to do their filming, and they definitely encounter something. Is it a Bigfoot? They don't actually say. There's no actual footage of a Bigfoot or anything like that, but they just might encounter an actual Bigfoot or maybe a couple big feet. It's definitely an interesting movie. Most of this movie, like a big chunk of this movie, is a scene with our couple in this tent and something going on around them outside. Again, is it a bear? Is it humans? Are there people in the area who just want them gone so they're messing with them? Is it a Bigfoot? They're not quite sure. And at first I'm thinking to myself, this scene is really going on for a very long time. But it really worked. As it kept going on and on and on, I actually found myself kind of getting nervous and scared, because as the scene went on, I almost felt like I was in the tent with them and there was something around me, and I kind of started to put myself into their place thinking, what would I do if I was in the middle of the woods, middle of nowhere, and we started hearing all these weird sounds, and we're in this tent, just, you know, a cloth tent that can be just torn open in a second. We're inside this tent, and all of a sudden now we hear footsteps outside the tent, and things are being rolled at us, and something's outside rummaging around like in our food or something. Like, there's just something crazy going on outside the tent, outside this like thin little layer of cloth. What would I do? And I think they did a really good job of making you feel like the people in the movie by focusing so long on that one scene. It's literally just a still camera of the couple and just what they're going through. There's no cut scenes or anything like that, not a single cut, just a single camera on the couple and everything going on around them. So Bobcat Goldthwait, I think he did a really good job of this movie. It was very, very intense. No pun intended, since they're in a tent most of this movie, but no pun intended. But it was definitely an intense movie. Definitely puts you in the place of this couple out in the middle of the woods, and who knows what they found, and who knows what became of the girl from this movie. You don't know, but she might have became a forest bride to a Bigfoot. Who knows? So Willow Creek, would I recommend checking it out? I would. Again, not the most exciting movie in the world, but you can pick this up for about $5. I would say for $5, it's worth seeing. It's different. It's interesting. It's not really something I've seen before. I've seen found footage movies. I've seen, you know, Blair Witch and stuff like that, you know, found footage movies of people in the woods, but this was a little bit different because they're in search of a Bigfoot. So I'd recommend checking it out. It was a lot of fun. And with that, I am off to bed because I do have to get up somewhat early tomorrow. I know it's Saturday, but I still have to get up somewhat early tomorrow because I would like to go out and do some flea marketing and yard selling. There are a few local community flea markets and local community yard sales going on in the area tomorrow. I don't know why tomorrow, but they are. And I would like to go to them. It's just a matter of whether or not I'm actually going to be able to get up in the morning, because for the past like 2 months now, with the exception of those 4 days I had a job and a few random days here and there where I got up early for certain things, I've been pretty much sleeping in every day. I've been like staying up really late and sleeping in really late, so my body's kind of still used to that. This week was pretty rough getting up early in the morning to go to work. It was definitely a little rough, but I'll get back to the swing of things. My body will get used to, you know, getting up early again. But yeah, it was a little rough. So I am pretty tired, and I know tomorrow I'm going to wake up and think, I don't have to get up. Do I really want to? But I think I am, because I definitely would like to go out and do some flea marketing and yard selling. And it's October, so it's going to be really nice out. I don't have to worry about being all like super warm and stuff, so that's good as well. Also crazy to think that about a month ago, at like right around now, in like about 10 minutes from now, I'd be talking to my wife, sitting down talking to my wife, and officially coming up with the the idea that I would not be keeping my job, the one I got at the car dealership. Again, it wasn't a job for me. I wasn't happy. I wasn't really happy with the position, and it wasn't working for my family and I. Again, with times and everything like that, it was just not going to work with the hours they were asking me to work and stuff like that. So my wife and I decided the right thing to do for me to leave that job. I'd only been there for 4 days, and I was gonna tell my boss, I'm sorry, I cannot continue. So crazy thing that happened a month ago, and now like a month later, I'm back in the same situation where I started work on a Tuesday, just like I did the car dealership, and I just worked the last 4 days. But luckily, I'm not making any decisions tonight to quit my job. I'm quite happy with my job. I'm enjoying my job. Really nice people there. I'm liking what I'm doing. It's keeping me busy all day. It's constant work. I like that. There's no like sitting down and being bored and stuff like that. No me wanting to fall asleep or anything. It's me constantly moving around and doing stuff. I'm very OCD. I'm very much a place for everything and everything in its place kind of guy. And this job does require me to put things away a lot in a store, like a big storage room, a big warehouse. So I'm really enjoying that aspect. I actually really like doing that. It's actually kind of fun for me. So there's that. My supervisor's really cool. He's a really nice guy. I'll be eventually working under him as his assistant. That is what they're working me towards. So eventually I'll have that position. So it's really cool. It is a lot of work. But it's a lot of really easy work. The thing is that my supervisor keeps saying, I'm sorry I'm telling you all this stuff. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Everything you're telling me is super easy. That's not the issue. It's like, you teach me how to do this, super easy. I got it. It's just that there's about 5 million things I had to learn. There's a lot that goes into this position. A lot of things I have to remember. It's pretty crazy. It's going to be a lot to take in, a lot to remember. But at least it's all a bunch of little easy things. It's just a lot of things. So it's just remembering all of them. But over time, I'll get it down. When I started the job I had for the last 14 years in a mailroom, I didn't know the first thing about mail, and now I know everything there is to know. I could do whatever you need me to do with my eyes shut. It's insane. I tend to know more than postal employees half the time. I bring stuff in, or like, how do I do this? I'm like, well, here, I'll teach you. It's just crazy. So yes, I'll get it all down eventually. But I'm really enjoying this job. It's great, and looking forward to the future with it. So awesome. So all right, guys, again, that is it. I'm off to bed. And hopefully tomorrow I'll be getting up to go to a flea market, or a few flea markets, and maybe a few yard sales. We shall see. So, as I always say, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Also, if you want to see a brand new video from me every single day, hit that subscribe button and you're going to get one. And if you want to grab yourself a Cinema Sickness t-shirt, one of many designs you can choose from, then head over to cinemasickness.spreadshirt.com where you can get yourself one of these. And finally, if you'd like to support new content and show your thanks and appreciation for these videos and keep these videos coming your way every single day, then head over to patreon.com/cinemasickness, where even the simple donation of $1 or as much as you like really does go a long way. It all goes right back into these videos and gains you early access to most of my videos as well. So that is it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.